Good morning, everyone. It's Sal Warner. How you all doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. How you all doing? I hope you're all doing well. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for joining me today. A massive few hours it has been. It's been a few hours, hasn't it, since Manchester United won the game last night. Of course, I want to be delving into that game. But before I delve into the game, please, could you kindly subscribe to the channel and smash a like on the video? That would be absolutely incredible. If you guys can do that for me, that'd be absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. For the people that do, it's very important for the channel. Now I want to go and get on with the game last night, in regards to how my feelings went in regards to the game last night. What happened in regards to the game last night? How did you feel it went? Were you happy with the performance? Were you happy with the team selection? How did you feel about it? I'm going to give my feelings about it in regards to the team. Good morning, Mawea. Good to see you back. Good to see you back. You're committed. You're here. Now, I want to give my feelings. Having the morning after, having had time to reflect on the game, etc. I want to give my feelings, and it gets very emotional sometimes when you're watching Manchester United. Of course, we get hyped up. We get a little bit upset, we get disagreements, we get all that, and that's what it's about. At the end of the day, that's what football's about. Good morning, Emmanuel. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. How you feeling about the game last night? I'm interested to know your feelings, but when I look at the team performance as a whole, I felt like the performance was good. I felt like Manchester United we did it last night, Emmanuel. Yes, we did it, my guy. We did it. I felt overall it was a good performance, in my opinion. I felt like we had a good performance last night. I felt like we created chances. My only worry is that we were so wasteful in front of goal. I feel like in future we may get punished if we waste such gilt-edged chances. And these weren't chances that were like half chances. These were proper chances that we should have scored, to be honest with you. It should have been 3 or 4-0 at half time, subject to the narrative in the media and by rival fans that Manchester United were lucky. Manchester United, the only thing what was lucky is that Manchester United didn't score more goals. That was it. That was the only thing lucky. Fulham were lucky the game didn't end 5 or 6-1, something like that. They're very lucky. Manchester United were very wasteful in front of goal, and it is reminiscent of what happened last season and previous season. But one thing I would say is that the defence was very strong. We looked solid. There was a couple of times it looked a bit shaky, but the defence did look very strong. Maguire did okay coming in there, but Mazraoui was an absolute monster on his debut. Absolute controlled things. It looked like he's been playing there for years. Zirkzee is your man of the match, Mawea. Yeah, he came on, he looked assured, he looked efficient, he knew what he was doing. That finish, that was a class finish. You can tell he's been working alongside Ruud van Nistelrooy, isn't it? Good win, but very wasteful. Yes, Brian, exactly my point. I think that is the headline of the game, to be honest. Good win, deserved win, but very wasteful. And in the future, if we waste such chances, we are going to get punished, and we need to. We could have got punished if Fulham had more quality about them. We could have got punished. We need to finish games off when we're on top. We need to place the ball, stop being clever with our finishes, and just put the ball in the back of the net, of course. Emmanuel, yes, we wasted lots of chances. We really need to be clinical in goal. This waste of chances will cost us playing against top teams. Yes, the only thing I would say about top teams is that we seem to play better when we play teams that come at us. The problem is when we play teams that play the low block, and these teams sit back and we don't have any ideas. This is the worrying thing about it. I felt that Ten Hag was brave when he brought on the substitutions. I did feel that Rashford shouldn't have stayed on. I don't think he had a great game. He did okay, but I don't think he had a great game. The Mount should have come off. I think he was a little bit missing in the game. He wasn't there. He did okay. Again, he did okay. Ahmed, I felt, did all right. I think that the guy he was playing against was very physical on him, and I think he needs to bulk up a little, get a little bit stronger in regards to that. But I felt like he did okay. But when Zirkzee came on, of course, and Garnacho came on, there was a new dynamism towards our play up front. We didn't do great in regards to keeping the ball and controlling the game, but we did create more. I felt like we looked more dangerous with Garnacho on the pitch. But Manchester United in the first half, let's be real, should have been 3 or 4-0 up quite easily. Could have been 3-0 or 4-0 up. Good morning, Yes, Maguire played good. Yeah, he played good. He was one of the best players. Good morning, Sal. How things in fall in place, will fall in place. They will, Garrett. We know they will. We know once everything gets together. We know once the players come in, players come back as well from injury, things just will fall together. Notoriously, the first game of the season in history is very, very difficult. I remember going to a game a few years ago during the Sir Alex Ferguson period, and we beat West Brom 1-0, and it was such a dour performance. It was a dead game. Players are working on fitness, players are working on match fitness, of course, so it's never going to be a perfect performance, but I was very pleased with the performance. I felt like we played well, we dominated, to be honest. In regards to chances, we cut them open. The only thing which I felt was wrong, and I felt that we got to improve upon, is finishing and ruthlessness. Because there are a lot of people saying we should have lost that game yesterday. I don't know what game they were watching. It should have been 3 or 4-0 at half time. It should have been 3 or 4-0 at half time. The game should have finished 5 or 6-1. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Man United fan. I absolutely believe that. I believe the game should have finished 5 or 6-1. It's just that we're not clinical, and we need to find that clinicalness if we're going to challenge in the future for the league. I think we'll be okay this season. I think we'll do better this season. I think we'll be in the top 3 this season. I believe it. I said we're going to challenge for the league. I do think we need more. When the players come back, it's going to be a different animal, of course. Big shout out to Lichar Martinez. Lichar Martinez, absolutely immense again. He's probably the best defender in the world, right? He's the best defender in the world. He's got to be. He's incredible. Mazraoui on his debut was incredible. He looked like he's been there for years. Of course, Zirkzee, when he come on, I just want to talk about that finish though. That deft touch, that little touch into the corner was superb. That is like Ruud van Nistelrooy-esque, that finish. You know, he's definitely been working with Ruud van Nistelrooy on the training field, of course. Absolutely. It was a brilliant finish from Zirkzee, and I'm really happy for him that he scored the goal. Really delighted for the guy. Got off to a fantastic start. Emmanuel, Bruno shouldn't be used as a false 9 again. For the first 4 minutes, and the midfield was so open. Yeah, we should have been down in the first, I think it was 20 minutes. We weren't playing well, but after that, we got back into the game. But this is a bit what Man United do, Emmanuel. Man United do tend to start first half and second half at the start. They tend to start badly. And this is the kind of thing we need to erase from our game. We take 10 minutes to get into halves, for example. We take 10 minutes to get in, and we can't do that, you know, and that's a problem, because Fulham could have been 1-0, 2-0 up, you know, and we should have really sharp. But after that game, I felt United, if they were clinical, we could have won that game by 5 or 6. I'm telling you, I'm not just saying that. You know, I feel like we could have won the game by 6. 100%. Big up, Brian. Big up. Glad to have you here. I hope you're having a fantastic morning. Maria, Garnacho miss was unbelievable. I can't accept. I don't think Garnacho was expecting the pass from Rashford. Since when does Rashford pass the ball at the end of the day? So one thing I would say about Garnacho, he needs to be ready. When the chance comes to him, he needs to sort his feet out. That should have been 2-0. But we know that the game should have finished 5 or 6-1. And this is the whole problem in the game. Mount missed a chance. Casemiro missed about 3 chances. Bruno missed 2 gilt-edged chances. You know, it's a bit like the Charity Shield. We miss chances, and we can't miss these chances. We got to learn to put the ball in the back of the net. We do. At the end of the day, we're going to come up against tougher opposition, and we need to be clinical. We absolutely need to be clinical. Good morning, Tribe. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Stars are aligned for Man United. Ineos ambition and sharp decisions. Players to have big season and new players gelling well. We're slowly turning the corner. We could be in for a top spot. My guy, yes. We have to believe in that. We have to believe that we can do it. At the end of the day, a win is a win, and we need to just take that win. We knew Fulham would come. They're going to try and upset us. They're going to try and nick a goal. You remember what happened last season when they grabbed the goal in the 97th minute? I said it during the game that's what they're going to try and do. They're going to try and grab a goal late. Now, when I look at the team, and I want to give my ratings, I don't know what you feel about this. I felt like Onana was brilliant. I felt Onana made some brilliant saves in that game. I felt like some of the saves, especially that one in the first half, was incredible. It was an incredible save. He did keep us in the game at times. He did. Big up, Randy. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Hope everyone is doing well in the chat. Thank you. Please don't forget to subscribe and smash a like on the video. So I'm going to give Onana yesterday a 7 out of 10. I thought he was brilliant. I thought he made some brilliant saves. Great win last night. Take the positive. Yes, my guy. Yes. It is all about taking the positives out of the game. I felt like we dominated the game. The only negative I would say is the missed chances. And that's a good thing because we're creating chances. As long as we're creating chances, that's what matters, because creating chances is what it's about. You can't score without creating chances. And I felt we could have had 5 or 6 yesterday. On another day, we could have been 5 or 6. Easy. Big up, Sniper Man. How you doing? That miss on Garnacho's hobble. We should have been 4-0. It should have been 5-6, mate. When you think about the 2 Bruno chances, you think about there was about 3 Casemiro chances. There was the Garnacho chance. There was the Mason Mount chance as well. There was a lot of chances in that game. It could have been 5 or 6 pretty easily, and we'll be singing by a different hymn sheet, of course. But when you look at the game and you look at it's the first game of the season, players are working up to fitness, match fitness, etc. It was a good win and a clean sheet, and I felt that we looked fairly solid at the end of the day. Nothing's troubled us at the end of the day. We looked solid, and I was proud of the team yesterday in regards to that. Now, in regards to, Onana, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Onana, a 7 out of 10. Diego Dalot, I didn't see him much in the game. Didn't have his best game. Of course, was playing left back at times, so I would give him a 6 out of 10. What do you think about that? 6 out of 10. Licha Martinez was absolutely brilliant. Probably my man of the match at the end of the day. I would give him a 8 out of 10. Licha Martinez, I thought he was brilliant. Harry Maguire did very well, basically very well last night. You have to give him his props. Did excellently last night. I would give him a 7 out of 10. Mazraoui on his debut, guys, on his first game for Manchester United, absolutely bossed it, was absolutely brilliant. He hasn't been here long, but showed what his qualities are. For 15 million, come on, guys. Come on, 8 out of 10 for me. 9's a bit of a stretch, but 8 out of 10 for me. It's between him and Licha Martinez for the man of the match for me. Kobe Mainoo controlled everything, absolutely controlled absolutely everything. He was good. 7 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10. He was just controlled. He knew what he was doing. It just a typical Kobe Mainoo performance. Casemiro did well, I think. I think he did well. He was a 7 out of 10, I feel. I feel like he did well, but tired at the end. I felt he was a 7 out of 10 as well. Marcus Rashford, well, he went missing again, didn't he? Parts of the game, he did go missing. He did okay, but I will give him a 6 out of 10. Mason Mount, the same. Did okay, in and out of the game. Pressed okay. He did okay. I'll give him a 6 out of 10. Amad Diallo struggled somewhat. I will give him a 6 out of 10 as well, because he didn't beat his man. He couldn't beat his man at the end of the day. In regards to Bruno Fernandes, his missed chances, he gets in these positions. I'll give him a 6 out of 10. He did miss the chances, so it's an average performance. It would have been more if he put those balls in the back of the net, but he did go missing in the game at times. Let's be honest, he wasn't 100% there. He missed 2 gilt-edged chances in that game, and I would give him a 6 out of 10. In regards to the substitute, obviously Johnny Evans came on 81 minutes. Yeah, I'll give him a 6 out of 10. De Ligt, 6 out of 10. He came on, he didn't really have to do much. It wasn't much going on there. McTominay, I thought 6 out of 10 as well. Came on, did get himself about a little bit, but Zirkzee, 8 out of 10. When he came on, I have to give him an 8 just for that finish. I have to give him an 8 just for that finish, guys. Garnacho, I would give him a 7 out of 10. I thought he did brilliantly when he came on. Absolutely energy all over the place. So that's my ratings for the game. I don't know what you're thinking of, but let me know what your ratings are, what you feel should change. Sniper Man, Maguire stopped an attack. His effort isn't being talked about much. His effort was fantastic. I give him his props. He was brilliant. He tired in the end of the game. He was absolutely brilliant at the end of the day. Absolutely. Randy, good morning, my friend. Our defence very good. I loved Harry. He said that he will fight for his place, and what a fight. And that's all we want. We want players to fight for their place. If they don't play, fight for your place. And that's what it is about playing for Manchester United. At the end of the day, if you're not going to leave, make sure you put the performances on the pitch, and you have to give him his props last night that he put the performances on the pitch, of course. Mazraoui, 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10 for me. 9 was a bit stretched, but if you're going to be argumentative, yes, 9 out of 10. Because it was his first game. It was his first game. Mainoo deflected the bicycle kick. Mainoo was brilliant last night. Mainoo, for a young kid coming in, and he controls that midfield. He looks like he's been there for years. Nothing phases him, which I like about Kobe Mainoo. I like the fact that nothing phases him at all. He doesn't get nervous. He's very calm, he's very collective, and that's what I like about him. Who got 5 out of 10, Sniper Man? Which one was 5 out of 10? Do you think we'll go after Ugarte this week? Yes, I do believe Ugarte will be coming to Manchester United. Ugarte was left at the PSG side for the game against Le Havre last night. He wasn't in the squad, so that is all pointing towards he's leaving the club. Either he's injured, suspended, or he's leaving the club. I don't think it's the other two, so he's definitely leaving the club in my opinion. And there should be a here we go in regards to Ugarte. Very, very soon, and we hope it's going to be a magnificent signing, a piece of a puzzle that is missing. But I do believe we do need more. We do need left-sided centre backs, left back. We do to help improve our balance. PSG are playing hard to get. Yeah, they are, but they're going to have to give up because they can't keep keeping him at the team and basically losing an asset. To be honest, paying him how much money a week for not playing football. Zirkzee 10 out of 10, absolutely brilliant. That finish was incredible. Like people look at that finish, they thought it was easy. That finish was absolutely brilliant. It was a brilliant finish for Zirkzee. Absolutely delighted for him to come on and the first appearance and to finish so calmly like that. So chuffed for the guy. Very happy for the guy. Brilliant finish. We could beat them 4-0. I think it should have been 4-1, 5-1, 6-1 even. When you think about the few chances Casemiro had, the 2 chances Bruno had, the Mount chance they had, the Garnacho chance that we had. There was a lot of chances in there. Man United should have really stuffed them and we should have sent them home. Good morning, Okasan. How you doing, my friend? Any update on Ugarte? We should be getting an update very soon. Now it's the weekend, of course. Notoriously, business does slow down during the weekend. But Ugarte was left out of the squad, PSG squad against Le Havre last night, so he did not play. And that means that there's either 3 things: injury, suspension, or he's leaving the club. And it's not the other 2, so he's leaving the club. And who are in for him? It is Manchester United. So don't be surprised that deal could be done. 75-80% sure that deal will be done. Hopefully by next week it should all be done, dusted. But the window closes on the 30th of August, 11 p.m. UK time. So anything can happen between now and then. Anything can happen. So we got a lot of more players can come in, more players can leave. Lots could happen during that period of time. Rashford 5 out of 10. I agree, Sniper Man. I felt Rashford went missing. By the way, I felt he did go missing. I didn't think he had his best game again. He needs to pick it up. He really does. Randy, I was a Harry out for a long time, but if he can play the same all season, I will be his greatest fan. Look, at the end of the day, when Harry Maguire signed for Man United, I've got it on my channel. You can go back to the old videos. I was saying he's going to be one of the best defenders in the world. I said it, right? And I do rate Harry Maguire in regards. I think the criticism is a little bit forced. I do believe that. Do I believe he's world class? He's elite? No, he's not as good as Licha Martinez. But when he came in, and when he came in last season, he did put in a shift, and you have to give him his credit for that. Now, if we sell, do we need to sell him? If we want to progress, do we need to sell him? I think yes. But at the moment, he's good for the squad. At the moment, what we have, he's good for the squad, and we have to be happy for his performance yesterday. We have to give credit where it's due. You cannot be unfair. We have to give credit where it's due. Luis Enrique thinks PSG is Barcelona. Luis Enrique, I mean, at the end of the day, PSG play in the French league. PSG, before they had the money coming into their club, they didn't win the league for like 30 years, so I don't know what they're talking about. At the end of the day, they haven't won the Champions League. They just need to pipe down a little bit. I do believe they're just playing hardball for the sake of it, but they're going to lose this battle because the player wants to leave at the end of the day. Our new signings definitely showed up yesterday. Yes, they did. Absolutely. Mazraoui was absolutely immense. It's like he's been there for years. What do you think? Unbelievable. I saw Mazraoui going into the midfield sometimes. I saw him going right into the midfield. I saw him going into left back, right back. What a player. Absolutely. 15 million, guys. Come on, like, my goodness me. The Sniper Man, hey, don't even Euro. Yes, Euro be back soon as well. Don't forget. As well, Ockerson, yeah, we need fresh legs in the midfield too. Yeah, Ugarte hopefully will be that. Hopefully Ugarte. Big up Hayden. Big up yourself. Good to see you here. Never play Mount behind Bruno. I mean, I had a little bit of a debate with a guy online yesterday saying that Mount was the best player on the pitch. I don't know what they're looking at, to be honest. He runs a lot. He does run a lot. But I don't think he's the quality Man United need. I will be quite frank with you, and I'm not going to, this is no disrespect. I've never seen what Mount has been good at for the last 2-3 years. He hasn't been good, and he was dropped by England as well. So at the end of the day, he was dropped by England, and he was a Gareth Southgate favourite as well. So we'll have to wait and see on Mount, but I don't know what he offers the team, to be honest. Maguire must not be sold. Well, at the moment, he can't be sold unless we get replacement. Euro is injured, of course. I think he's better than Lindelof. I do, and I think he's got more legs than Evans, of course, better legs. I think that the competition Harry is playing for his place. He has to fight for his place. De Ligt will be the first choice, of course. So when Harry comes in, he has to do a job, and he's doing it. He done very well yesterday. Zirkzee stole McTominay's goal. Zirkzee, that was a deft touch, mate. That was absolute class from Zirkzee. I'm not going to take anything away from Zirkzee. That finish reminded me of Ruud van Nistelrooy. He's definitely been on the training ground with Ruud van Nistelrooy, guys. We have to be absolutely positive about this. We got it. It's Saturday. We're happy. Brian, I thought McTominay scored in live play. Now, yeah, a lot of people thought he scored, but it was Zirkzee. That little deft touch, that little deft touch went in the back of the net. Could have been also different. The media could have been also different. People could have been on Ten Hag's back, of course. A lot of people could have been on Ten Hag's back last night. But we did the business, guys. We've got the important 3 points, and good news is no injured player. Yes, exactly. Good point. Good point. But we've got no injuries. Thank goodness for that. Thank the heavens. We got no injuries, which was very important. That was one of the most important things, of course, coming out of the game yesterday. We got no more injuries. Mount is good, inverted winner, that's all. He's okay. Good. Good is exactly right, Sniper Man. Good. I think we need more, though, in regards to that. Definitely need more. Absolutely. We've got, let me see this one. Yeah, Sniper Man, I would have liked if McTominay scored a goal, to be honest, but a goal is a goal. I know you're a big fan of McTominay, Sniper Man. Goodness, you're a part of the McTominay fan club. Anyone scored, I'll be happy yesterday, because it was getting a bit tight, wasn't it? I was looking at the game, I was looking at the clock, and we were like, are we going to score this goal? This is going to be a dreadful result. This is going to be a dreadful result. Good morning, Abdullah. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Yesterday, gameplay was nice, but we need to improve more and more. We need two midfielder. We need a lot there, mate. One thing I would say is that we need ruthlessness. We need a clinical mentality towards our play. We missed so many chances yesterday. We can't be missing those chances. If we had a proper prolific striker yesterday, we would have won that game 5 or 6-1. I'm pretty certain if we would have won. If Ruud van Nistelrooy was playing up front yesterday, we would have won that game 5. Easy. It was. We should have scored some of those chances. Let's hope our rivals, F up today. I'm really hoping that Wolves do something today. Of course, it's Wolves against Arsenal. Of course, I'm hoping that Man City drop some points as well. They're not expected to drop points against those teams at the end of the day, but I'm hoping that they do drop some points. You never know in the Premier League. It's the first game of the season. Teams want to prove everyone wrong. Harry Maguire is better than a young lad at Everton. If we had bought him, it would have been a downgrade, especially for 70 million. The only difference is Harry Maguire is a lot older than Branthwaite, and Branthwaite plays as the left-sided centre-back, which we need. The jury is out in regards to Jared Branthwaite. I think he's a good player. Played at PSV as well in Europe. He has a little bit of experience at his young age, but the price tag is a risk. The price tag should be 40 million tops at the end of the day, and we could develop him because he's not the finished article. You cannot be charging finished article prices for players who are not the finished articles. Big up, Abdullah. Yeah, big up. Yeah, absolutely. Big up. If I go back to the game yesterday, at the end of the day, very pleased with the result. Manchester United are top of the league at the end of the day. Zirkzee with a goal was added sweet to it, of course, because it's his first game. Wanted him to score. Absolutely brilliant. But we move on to the Brighton game. Brighton should represent a tougher opposition, of course, away at the Amex. Notoriously in history, we haven't done too well. We won there last season, but we haven't done too well historically over the last few years. We need to concentrate. We need to play better. My idea is Rashford should be dropped. That's the only player I would change at the 11, apart from De Ligt coming in for Maguire, and Rashford should be dropped for Garnacho. That is the only change I will make. Also, I would bring in Zirkzee instead of Mason Mount. That's what I would do, and I bring Bruno behind and play Zirkzee Zirkzee up there. That's what I would do. What would you do for the Brighton game? That's what I would do for the Brighton game, in my opinion. Hopefully we have Ugarte through the door by then, so lots could happen in between now and then. Hopefully we'll have a left back in by then as well. That's another thing that is concerning, is our balance on the left. Of course, we don't have a natural sided left-sided player. Surprised I didn't see Harry Amass in the squad. Very surprised. I'm not a McTominay fan, but I respect him, and I think he would have been sold if they scored the goal. He wouldn't have been sold, no, but I do respect his effort levels. I do. I think he's good to come off the bench. He does create problems, but if we get an offer for him, we have to take it. He deserves first in football, and we should give him first in football by giving him an opportunity at another club. If he goes to Napoli, that would be a brilliant move for him. To be honest with you, we do need to replace him. If we're being really brutally honest, we need to replace him. Ugarte comes in, is a different type of player. We need players who could put the ball in the back of the net, in my opinion, and we don't have that at the moment. So we have to be careful what we do. Now we need to wait on Ugarte. We wait, it's coming, Abdullah, it's coming, my friend. Definitely, Sniper Man. When and what is the next game? Brighton and Hove Albion. I believe it is on Saturday, my friend. We play Brighton and Hove Albion. Let me have a look at this. I'm just going to get it up for you. So we got... We got the fixture today, Ipswich against Liverpool, of course, August fixtures. We got Brighton and Hove Albion Saturday at 12:30 midday English time. So that is 12:30 midday, about Brighton away. So that's going to be a much tougher game. We have to be on our toes there. You know what Brighton are like when we play Brighton away. You know what Brighton are like when we play them at home sometimes. You know what they're like. We lost to them last season at home, but we're playing them away, so we have to be careful. Sniper Man, Mitoma can baffle our defence. He did that against Liverpool last season. We have to be ready for the Brighton game. Brighton game will represent a difficult, much difficult animal. Brighton is a tough game. We know Brighton through history is a tough game, especially at the Amex. You know, we've had some bad defeats there. Brian, I think we are still short of a centre-back, need another player in. De Ligt and Nietzsche will be our first choice centre-backs next week. I'm pretty sure of that, but we do need players in there. I just think that Johnny Evans' legs are starting to go. You can start seeing his legs are starting to go. I don't know what's going on with Lindelof. Looks like he could be going to Fiorentina. He could be going to Fenerbahce, one of those teams, or Galatasaray. I think he might go to Fenerbahce myself because of Jose Mourinho effect. But he could be leaving the club, which is good for the club, obviously, off the wage bill, and Man United can bring someone in. We do need to bring someone in. I'll bring in a Hamaso myself or a Kadioglu. I think those are the two players we should be looking at 100%, because we do need left-sided players. We severely lack in left-sided players, guys. When a player's injured, we don't have anyone else on that left side, which is a bit worrying thing. I would have played a match yesterday. I would have brought him on for at least 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but obviously Ten Hag doesn't think he's ready. Quite obviously doesn't think he's ready. But Brighton and Hove Albion next week. We haven't got a midweek game. There used to be midweek games in the Premier League, of course, after the first game. They stopped doing that. I don't know why, but Manchester United don't have a midweek game this time. And we play Brighton and Hove Albion next game, which is going to be a difficult game. I still think we can win that game. I think we'll win that game by 3-1 or 2-1, around that. I think we can win it. At the end of the day, I think De Ligt is a very, very positive thing coming into our defence. I know that Maguire played well, but we got a fantastic couple of defenders there now, don't we? We have competition for places, so players have to keep on their toes. The only thing I worry about is the left back, as I'll keep touching on, is the left back position. I feel that the left back needs to be improved. Because sure, we cannot rely on, we know we cannot rely on him. The way that Ten Hag spoke in the press conference, he looked very doubtful in regards to body language. In regards to Luke Shaw, I don't think he's going to be fit anytime soon. I don't think so. He won't be fit by Christmas. I'm going by that at the moment. I do think we need to bring someone in. Malacia is not ready. Those two we just can't rely on. We need to bring in a left back, a Kadioglu or Hamaso, just to cover the void that is left by those two, of course. Hopefully one of them does come back earlier than expected. That would be brilliant, and we can have more balance to our side. Hayden. Massa can deal with McTominay. Ugarte would definitely improve our ball retention in the middle. I absolutely agree. And because what worried me a little bit last night was the space between the defence and midfield. The space between the defence with midfield was too great. It was too large. We had this last season. I do think Casemiro is struggling a little bit with his fitness. He done very well last night. Don't get me wrong. He done well, but his legs went. He done a lot of covering ground. He was running all over the place at the end of the day, and I felt he did okay. But we do need someone else in there because Casemiro's going to run out of legs 100%. We need that ball retention player, someone at Ugarte who's younger, who can get about the pitch much more easily and readily, of course. Who will replace Ronaldo in Portugal? Ronaldo in Portugal, who will replace him? No one can replace Ronaldo in Portugal. It's like trying to replace Eusebio in Portugal. You can't replace him at the end of the day. He's irreplaceable. It's a bit like Messi at Argentina as well. He's irreplaceable. You can't replace him. You're going to have to just find a way to work around it at the end of the day. Ronaldo's been an absolute, the best player in Portuguese history, of course, one of the best players in history. No one is going to come anywhere near to CR7. I'm sorry, no one. Not Rafael Leao, nobody. So that guy is scoring 60, 70 goals a season for fun. You can't touch Cristiano Ronaldo. He's just one in a generation at the end of the day. I fear Ugarte will lose aerial duels against taller players. It depends, mate. It depends. Like if you look at Licha Martinez, Sniper Man, is ways that these players, they navigate their way through games. They don't need to win headers. Like Licha Martinez is not the tallest guy in the world, but he manages to divert attacks and heading threat because he's a very good player. And I think that is similar to what Ugarte is. I don't think he needs to. I do think aerially we're a little bit short. I still think that our set pieces are poor, go against us and for us. I think both sides are poor. I believe we need to improve. We got a new set piece coach in there, and it doesn't seem to have proved last night. The ball kept hitting the first man when we were crossing the ball, and every time a team was crossed the ball into the box, we look nervous. Onana doesn't command his box well. There's a couple of times that it looked like it was going to be a goal. Every time they crossed the ball, it looked like it was going to go. Onana needs to be more commanding in there. I don't think he's commanding. But in regards to overall performance, I felt Onana was good. But in regards to defending free kicks and attacking free kicks, I think we need big improvement on that because we're struggling with free kicks at the moment, both sides, and we need to improve because it's a big part of football. We won a treble on free kick, remember, on a set piece, on corners, remember? So at the end of the day, we need to improve it. We do, absolutely. Rafael Leao, I don't think is anywhere near Cristiano Ronaldo's level, won't be anywhere near Cristiano's level, my man. Great player, good player, but Cristiano Ronaldo's one of a 100 years type of player. You know what I mean? You're not going to get him anymore. People don't realise how many goals that guy was scoring for midfield for Man United. He scored 40 goals for midfield for Man United, won a Ballon d'Or for Man United, you know, and then went to Real Madrid and absolutely killed it, scoring 60, 70 goals a season without Busquets, without Xavi, without Iniesta, without all those players around him. He managed to do that, and I think he's an absolute diamond, and one diamond comes every 100 years, and I think he was one of them. Rafael Leao is a good player, a decent player, but he's definitely not on the level of Cristiano Ronaldo, in my opinion, my humble opinion, and that is. Maybe Ronaldo's son, yeah, could be. But name one son that has done well, you know, when their father has been such a great player. The great thing about Cristiano Ronaldo, and I say this, right, the great thing about him is that he came from poverty. He was poor, right? He sweeps streets. He used to sweep and do things, and he wasn't rich. Now, that is a big part of his play. That is a big part of who he is as a player. Now, Cristiano Ronaldo's son, maybe his son, but he's had a privileged life. That is what's going to be difference between Ronaldo, Cristiano, and his son. I'm not saying he's not going to be a good player, but there's a difference between a pampered, rich player and a player who came from the streets and built his way up. Kante height is 5'6", Ugarte. Yeah, exactly. It's all about the way you play. It's all about the way you position yourself as well, where you go in the pitch, where you position yourself. It is. Hayden, Rome wasn't built in a day, of course. Once the players are fit, we will have a better view of what we are seeing. Some guys haven't played much in pre-season. Absolutely, Hayden. This has to be taken into account. I cannot remember the last time we had a 10 out of 10 performance in the first game of the season. The first game of the season is always going to be tight. It's always going to be difficult. We play teams under Sir Alex Ferguson in the first game of the season, and we've struggled. I seem to remember many games we struggled first game of the season. You know, and I was at a game at West Brom against West Brom, first game of the season during Sir Alex, and we won 1-0. But it was a very dire, poor game. Of course, Ugarte's 5'7". Nah, he's 6'1". I'm not sure how tall Ugarte is. I remember seeing his height. Nah, I don't think he's 5'7". Is he 5'7"? There's nothing wrong with 5'7", of course, because that's roughly how high I am. At the end of the day, you people who are 5'7", they can get about the pitch and they can jump. It depends how high, guys, you can jump. At the end of the day, let's wait and see what he can do. At the end of the day, he's a good player. That's why PSG are trying so hard to keep hold of him. I rated him at Sporting Lisbon as well. When he was at Sporting Lisbon, I thought he was a brilliant player. Yeah, we're shorties. The shorties all good. The greatest players in the world were short. Don't forget that. Apart from Cristiano Ronaldo. Ugarte is 6 foot, so he's quite a big lad then. Yeah, Kerwin. Good morning, Kerwin. How you doing? Good to see you again. Yeah, so he's quite big. So at the end of the day, I don't think size matters. At the end of the day, I don't think size matters in regards to midfielders and defenders. Look at Licha Martinez. He's one of the smallest defenders in the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? And he was getting criticised because he's so small. Ugarte's 5'11". Oh, goodness me, what size is he? I'm going to have to look this up soon. All right, I'm going to look it up now, guys. Who's right, who's wrong? I'm going to look it up. Who's right, who's wrong? How tall is Ugarte? 1.82. Yeah, Hayden, you're right. You done the Google, mate. You done the Google. You done exactly what I did. You done the Google. He's 5 foot 1.82, which is 1.82. So that is meters to meters in feet. Meters to feet. So 1.82. 1.82 is 5'9.7". So he's almost 5'10". Size matters. That's what she said. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it does. At the end of the day, yeah, you guys, 5'10" is quite tall. That's quite a right for a midfield central. He's not a central defender. That's quite a right, to be honest with you, guys. He's quite tall, but it doesn't really matter. As you said, Kante, what is he? 5 foot. He looks like 4'5". He looks like about 4'5", 5'11"-ish. It says 5'10" here on Google, mate. It says 5'10". 5.971129. That's what it says. So he's about 5'10", mate. It's how you use it, Sniper Man. It's how you use it. You're the Sniper Man. You should know, mate. It's how you use it. You know, there's a Nokia 80. If it's a small Nokia or a big Nokia, it depends what the contents is of the phone, not actually how big the phone is. That's exactly. You're 5'5". My goodness, you're small, my guy. You're small. 5'5" in height. That's in height. You're 5'5", guys. So at the end of the day, you are small, guys. Absolutely. But it's not about how tall you are. It's not about how tall. It's how you utilize yourself. It's how you utilize your body. It's how you do it. That's how it should be. It's how you utilize yourself. Mate, listen. When I was your age, right? When I was your age, I was about your height. I was about your height. To be honest, I was. I've never been blessed with height, unfortunately. Can you believe when I was young, I was a goalkeeper. I started off in goal, and I used to play in goal. I wasn't bad. I was a ball-playing goalkeeper. I was ahead of my time, guys. I was ahead of my time. I used to play ball-playing goalkeeper. I was, but unfortunately, I didn't grow. Yeah. Sniper, yes, I go to the gym. I go a few times a week. I run 5 kilometers about 3 times a week as well. In the blistering heat in Abu Dhabi, mate. So can't say anything about that, mate. Can you? And I do go gym, yeah. I hate my mind. Yeah, you guys, my goodness me. Definitely. Let me have a look. Adam, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. We don't have a creative midfielder apart from Bruno. That's true. But our coach wants to use him as a false 9. I have this feeling that Ten Hag will not end the season with the poor selection of players. Listen, we have to be hopeful. We have to be positive at the end of the day. Ten Hag's going to do experiments with his team. Of course, we don't have a striker. But when Rasmus comes back, he will go up front. Rasmus will go back up front. If we do not sign a striker by the end of the transfer window on the 30th of August, there's still a lot of time to go, of course. We could still sign a striker, of course. If we got an even Tony, something like that. it'll be good and we can move Bruno back. But as I said during the pre-season, I would have went after Omo. I would have fought for Omo myself. I would have made sure I got him because we don't have anyone creative. We got Collier, of course, the young player. We have to give him a chance. We have to give Collier a chance. We do, and because we don't have anyone else. We do need creative players, and I said about Omo, I did say it, and he's gone to Barcelona now, so we can't do nothing about that. We're going to have to find other alternatives. Same, I played in goalkeeper too, but I can save only my granddad shot. Now I play in centre back in midfield, as I don't have much stamina, but I can finish and I can do that skill. I played in goal, but then I moved to right back. I did okay at right back, had trials at a couple of professional clubs, Leighton Orient. One of them, Hornchurch, which wasn't professional, semi-professional in Essex in England. Did okay, right back, left back, very versatile. I can play centre back as well, but just didn't make it. At the end of the day, it's who you know. At the end of the day, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Mainu is a key man for us. Just like Mainu, I said at the beginning of this week that Mainu will win the Samat Busby Player of the Year. That's what I said. I said it. I mentioned it. Yeah, I mentioned it. My weak foot is literally my weak foot. My weak foot is literally, look, everyone has a weak foot. Mine's my left foot. It's weak, of course, but I can play on the left side. Definitely, I can. I think it's very important that nowadays they train players to play on both sides, but it's also important we don't fall into the trap of playing players out of position and going into the culture of playing players out of position, of course. Toby should have come on with the subs. Yeah, he should have done. He should have done. But I'm not going to complain now because we won the game. But we do need to give these youngsters chances because we don't have anyone other than Bruno. This thing about not substituting Bruno, not substituting Rashford, it needs to be eradicated from Ten Hag's mentality. He does need to rotate a little bit better. And if I was to criticise Ten Hag on anything, it's the rotation. He does need rotation. But if he doesn't have the players available in regards to attacking midfielder, then what can you do? He has to play him. He has to keep playing him. I like Collier. I would love to see Collier given a chance, of course. I would have loved to see him given a chance. But next game, there's always chances. There's chances against Brighton and Hove Albion. There's other games coming up. Lots of games coming up, guys. Good morning, Mark. How you doing, bro? How you doing? Get it, Zirkzee. Bow, bow, bow. Yes, my friend. You see what I mean? And Mark, did you not think the game should have been 4-1 or 5-1? Easy, isn't it? Easy. We said it. It's just because we didn't win that much doesn't mean we shouldn't have won that much. Now we've got people saying we were lucky. We were not lucky. We should have won that game. It should have been 3 or 4-0 at half time. Zirkzee striker or Zirkzee CM. Zirkzee is a attacking machine. That finish yesterday was absolutely brilliant. The deft touch. People don't understand how hard that finish was. It was such a deft touch to get it right into the corner. I don't think anyone else could have done that. Zirkzee was brilliant. That finish was absolutely incredible, guys. Absolutely. Big up. Zirkzee is a striker. 5-0. Easy, guys. Easy. 5-0. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I thought it is, bro. Exactly. Absolutely what we've missed. That, you know, that clinical side to the game. We've missed that for so many years. You know, that Ruud van Nistelrooy type finisher, you know what I mean, who's just so clinical. I felt if Zirkzee was handed some of the chances that we had in that game, I thought it would have been a lot more goals. I do. I felt like we missed Mason Mount, missed a brilliant chance. I felt the false 9 didn't work. I don't think the false 9 with Mason Mount works. I don't know what you think about that, Mark. I want to know your opinions on that, actually. The false 9 with Mason Mount. What do you think about it? I mean, he can play in Bruno's place too. Yeah, he can. He is an attacking, creative player. He said it himself in an interview. He's a creative player, but he's also lethal in front of goal, and that is what we need. Absolutely brilliant finish. I cannot underestimate how difficult that finish was. It was a brilliant finish, but I'm glad that we have a striker who's capable of things like that, because those are the games. Another year, that game is 0-0 or 1-0 to Fulham. Another year. That shows the improvement, and we should be positive at the end of the day. We haven't been clinical over the last few years. We haven't scored goals, so we have to improve that in regards to our game. Our finishing needs to improve, absolutely. And if Zirkzee is that guy, let it be that guy. Let him play at the end of the day. Anyway, do you watch Family Guy? I've watched Family Guy my whole life. Love Family Guy. Absolutely love Family Guy. It's absolutely hilarious. I absolutely love it. It's hard to pick it up here where I am now, but when I was in the UK, I used to watch it a lot. I used to watch Family Guy quite a lot, actually. Family Guy is one of the best programs of all time. One of the best programs of all time. Absolutely hilarious. And I love the way they don't hold back in their comedy. Mason Mount doesn't work in our squad. The false nine needs to be obsolete. Just start Zirkzee. Mark, you said it how I said it. Thank you very much, my friend. I agree. I felt Mason Mount was absent that game. I felt he ran a lot, but that's about it. We can't have players who just run a lot. We're not looking for sprinters. We're looking for players who can create. And when you play in that position, you have to be creative. He was not creative yesterday. Someone said last night he was the best player on the pitch. I'm like, what are they watching? The guy has been, goodness me. We need better. We do need to do better in regards to that. Oh, we do. Anana didn't really have anything to do. Anana, I give him his props. He made a couple of brilliant saves in that game. He did make a couple of brilliant saves that kept us in it first half. Absolutely, he did. He done absolutely brilliant for the first half. Although, what I would say about Onana is I get very nervous when corners are coming in. I get very nervous. How do you think about him in regards to corners? Yeah, a fire stick. I should get one, mate. They're kind of changing the way that things work over here. Of course, in regards to fire sticks and things like that. There is other apps I can get on, but pay for you channels. That I can get Family Guy, I can get all the channels exactly and stuff, but you have to pay for them. But I'm going to look into a fire. I'm going to look into a fire stick 100% because I need to get these programs. But at least I get all the football. I'm happy about that. I think we run these tactics for a few more games with changes, and then I think, funny enough, we probably will play the tactics the same against Brighton. I don't agree with it. I think Zirkzee should play. We can play Bruno and Zirkzee, you know, and both of them can interchange. It can work, you know. It can work. I would play him. I wouldn't play him out. Never miss Family Guy again. I've never missed any episode. I've seen every single episode of Family Guy, Hayden. Absolutely, I've seen every single episode. Absolutely love it. Big up, big up. Big up, Mark. Agrees. Yeah, big up, Sniper. We should continue to play these false tactics until the squad is fully fit. Yeah, I agree, Mark. I think he will play the same tactics against Brighton. The only changes I would make, I don't know what you think, Mark. I would bring on Garnacho for Rashford. I play Zirkzee for Mount. And that probably play De Ligt for Maguire. Although Maguire did play well yesterday, I give him his props. That's the only changes I would make in regards to the squad. I would like to see more youngsters in the squad. I would like to see Odene in the squad. I would like to see Collier given a chance sooner or later, and I would like to see Harry Amas in the squad as well, because at the end of the day we're playing square pegs in round holes too much. But I just want to give a shout out to Mazraoui. I want to give a shout out to Mazraoui. It was absolutely excellent yesterday. Big up Sniper Man. Arteta, who the hell is Arteta? Big up Wolves. We're shouting for Wolves. We're singing for Wolves today. Come on, Wolves. Yes, Mark, they do need an opportunity in the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, and early stages of the Europa League. I feel like hopefully Ten Hag will give them an opportunity. I really hope so, because they're good enough. If you're old enough, you're good enough. We know that, Mark. Of course, we've been there, of course. Hayden, he can come for crosses. I'm definitely not worried about that. Ugarte, goalkeeper, never came for goal. I'm not sure. I just feel like he looks a little bit nervous at times when crosses are coming into the box. Although he has improved, I give him that. Kerwin, this club doesn't function well without Bruno yesterday. It became to feel whatever happens, Bruno had to be involved. And it was correct that turn on the wing was pure elegance. Bruno is absolutely incredible. And anyone who doubts Bruno, anyone who hates on Bruno, I don't know what you're watching. That guy he's the only guy who would have played under Sir Alex Ferguson at the moment. I'm telling you, in the last 10 years. At the end of the day, that guy has been immense for us. He's always there. He's always creating things. He's always fit. We have to give props to Bruno. But I do agree, we do need backup. We do, because we're running these players into the ground. We got to stop running these players into the ground. We do need backup. If anything happens, should anything happens, we need backup. Luckily, we have backup for Euro. You know, we got backup for Euro. Luckily, we have backup for Euro. So if we didn't have backup for Euro, we're in a bit of a pickle. Big up, love the show. Thank you, Garrett. Big up yourself as well. Thank you for joining me. Absolute legends, you guys, absolute legends. Big love. And thank you for joining me yesterday, Garrett. It was good to have you on the watch along. Sniper Man, should Obi Marty start? Mate, not yet. Zirkzee is ahead of him. I would bring him on, as Mark said earlier, I would bring on these players on the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Europa League, this type of things. And if he grabs his chance, who knows? You know, if the player grabs his chance, you can't drop him. Like Zirkzee yesterday, He grabbed his chance. He took his chance. He had one chance in the game, back of the net. That's it. And at the end of the day, that's why we bought him for. And he's got to play now. He's got to play now, of course. Mark, we can't afford Europa early stage. We need to be in the top 8 to avoid playing at 2 extra games. We can't afford Europa early stages. We need to rotate our squad in the early stages of the Europa League. We do need to rotate. We need to bring in some young players, I feel, earlier on. I feel like they're good enough, in my opinion. Garnacho deserves the number 7. Yes, I absolutely agree. Absolutely good comment. Garnacho should have been given the number 7 shirt. I said it at the time. I felt like giving Mason Mount the number 7 shirt was the wrong choice. I felt like he had the number 7 shirt you have to earn. And I felt like giving it added extra pressure on Mason Mount as well. De Gea, buttery fingers back. De Gea was one of the best shot stoppers in the world. At a time, David De Gea was the best goalkeeper in the world for a number of years. He was our player of the season 3 times, guys. So at the end of the day, when Onana gets player of the season 3 times, I'm going to come to you and then say you were right. But at the moment, Onana is not the guy who you can rely on, let's say. He's good. He's a good goalkeeper. But I don't think, when the going gets tough, the tough get going, as I said. And at the end of the day, Onana had a good game yesterday, in my opinion. But he makes me a little bit nervous. That's all, you know. Big up Kerwin, big up everyone in the chat. Big up, I think Zirkzee is an option for number 10. Obi Martin behind Ethan Wheatley. Yeah. Sadly, didn't see Ethan Wheatley. I think Ethan Wheatley is a beast at the end of the day. I do. I think he's big. He's huge as well for his age. He's huge. Big up, I think Zirkzee can play the Bruno role. Absolutely, Hayden, I think he can. He said it himself on an interview recently that he's a creative player. He can play that role, which is good for us, of course. Good for us. But let's don't forget, we've got Collier as well come from. Big up Rude Boy Mark, Rude Boy, big up my family in the chat. All of you guys in the chat, much love. Hayden, I'm still praying for Tony. We need more goals. Mate, we'll have to wait and see on that. We got Zirkzee now. Zirkzee can put the ball in the back of the net, as we've proven. He can put the ball in the back of the net, guys. So really happy. Do you think we will beat Arsenal this season? Absolutely, we'll beat Arsenal this season, Sniper Man. Arsenal are overrated. Overrated. They have won 0 trophies, guys. They are so overrated. The only reason they're overrated is because the majority of the media are Arsenal fans, and they overhype them. At the end of the day, they overhype them. They didn't win the league last season, even though they were given a head start. Their fixture lists have been very kind to them over the few years. I don't think so. They're an okay team, but you know, when I think about Arsenal, right, I think about the Arsenal of the past. When you compare to Arsenal 98, Arsenal 2002, Arsenal 2004, they're not a patch on them. They're not even touching them. Like, Arteta, only trophy came with Emery's team. It was Emery's team, that FA Cup winning side. So in theory, you could argue that Arteta has won nothing. In regards to that. Hayden, he faced the most shots last year, and he was also the highest save percentage. Yeah, but this stat padding, mate. He also let in a lot of silly goals, and probably had the biggest percentage of letting in silly goals as well. He did, and he cost us the Champions League. Now, I'm no criticizer of Onana. I thought he made some good saves yesterday, but let's not get it twisted, guy. He hasn't proven himself as a world-class keeper yet. He's got a lot to do. David De Gea proved himself as a world-class keeper. If you think about goals that led to mistakes, Onana was up there last season, you know. And the thing with Onana, my biggest criticism about Onana is that he stays on his line too much. He doesn't command. He cost us last season. Do you remember the penalty that should have been against Wolves? Do you remember the penalty in the last minute in the other game in last season when he can't jump and he punches the guy? There's a lot of things to prove on, but let's hope Hayden, I know you're staunch supporter of Onana, and I respect you, my guy. But let's hope he has a good season, and let's not criticise now. I don't want to bring it into the comparison between David De Gea, Peter Schmeichel, Edwin van der Sar, Ratman van der Hal. I don't want to Mark Bosnich. At the end of the day, I just want him to do well, and I have high expectations. As a Manchester United fan, I've seen the best goalkeepers in the world. I'm sure, Hayden, you've seen them as well. I've seen the best goalkeepers in the world. And in regards to the best goalkeepers who've ever played for Manchester United, I don't think he's at that level yet. Can he get to that level? Yes, he can. And how does he do that? Winning things. I mean, Peter Schmeichel and David De Gea have won us games single-handedly. Single-handedly. And Edwin van der Sar. Single-handedly won us games. This facing shots thing from long shots from distance, it doesn't work for me. But we're never going to agree, Hayden, on that. But there is a lot of football to come. There is the Brighton game next week. I'm really hoping we get the win against Brighton. Obviously, Brighton is a difficult game, notoriously. Brighton is a difficult game. If no injuries, we can beat Arsenal easy. Absolutely agree, Maria. Absolutely. I feel we can beat Arsenal. We have the better of Arsenal. I think we can. I don't think they're as good. 2 more signings, United can face anything. Absolutely. We could have more than 2 signings. We could have more than 2 signings. Hayden, how many keepers would have looked good with that injury hit defence last season? A lot. A lot. At the end of the day, I come from a generation of Peter Schmeichel. I come from, let's not forget that David De Gea played behind Phil Jones and people like that, you know. So we're going to absolutely slam Mark. We're not going to slam Mark. We're going to absolutely slam Brighton. Of course we're going to slam Brighton. Of course we are. We're going to slam Brighton. At the end of the day, guys, we have our favourite players. We rate certain players. We don't rate certain players. Last night there was a guy who was, Macmillan. I got big respect for Macmillan. He's talking about, he was a big fan of Mason Mount. He thought he was the best player on the pitch. I didn't know what the hell he was looking at. I was like, what the hell is this guy looking at? Mason Mount, the best player on the pitch. Come on, nah. What are you looking at, mate? That's Player FC. That's agendas. That's something. I don't do Player FC. I go by what I see. And people look at me and they say, who did you want to sign? Out of all the goalkeepers in the world, who did I want to sign after David De Gea? It was Onana. I don't think that is at the level of our old keepers. I'm going to be real. I do think he's better than De Gea. That's subjective. I just feel like David De Gea won a Premier League title with a weak defence and also won free player of the seasons. People forget how good David De Gea was. Arsenal fans were saying he could save the Titanic. Arsenal fans. David Gea was a fantastic player. And in my opinion, we don't have to agree, Hayden. Life's not about agreeing with everything. That's what's the beauty of life. You know, in my opinion, I thought De Gea was a better goalkeeper. In regards to personality, Onana's better. Personality, Onana's better. Ball playing, Onana's better, of course. Shot saving, winning games because at the end of the day, you win games from shots. But in regards to Peter Schmeichel, Edwin van der Sar, I don't think no one touches them, in my opinion. And the reason I say no one touches Schmeichel and Edwin van der Sar is because they were assured, they were confident, of course, as well. And at the end of the day, Hayden, who was the man? Yeah, Sir Alex Ferguson. At the end of the day, David De Gea played under David Moyes. You know, and we can't say anything much about that. Zirkzee celebration was crazy. Mawaya, it was brilliant. I felt it was a bit mellow, his celebration. I felt he didn't really go for it. I thought he was going to get on his knees. I thought it was all that. But you know, at Old Trafford, there is a slope on the side of the pitch, and it's like a metre from where you sit. So I think it's a little bit dangerous to be going over the top. Of course, you can injure yourself at Old Trafford. That's going to change, of course, in the future. Man United build a new stadium. It's going to change, of course. So that could change, of course, very, very, very soon. Guys, absolute legends today. Please don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to smash a like. Do you know what? It's all about Brighton now, and it's all about the 3 points against Brighton. That's all I care about. You know, that's all I care about. It's about the 3 points against Brighton. And hopefully we get it. We're going to smash Brighton. We beat them last season. We can beat them again. Hopefully we get a nice win against Brighton. 2 out of 2. I want us to have a winning run leading up to the Liverpool game. The Liverpool game is, of course, very, very important, guys. Very, very important. Very excited about the Liverpool game because they're getting excited about that little friendly. We're going to play at the serious stuff at Old Trafford and under the light. I think it's under the light, but we're going to play at Old Liverpool and beat Liverpool and hopefully beat Brighton next week. Big games to come this weekend, of course. Big games to come. In that Arsenal game, when De Gea made those saves, the saves was straight at him, nothing. No, mate. No. When Galatasaray played against Onana last season, the shots were straight at him. He still let it through his hands, didn't he? And he let it in the back of the net. There was a free kick that he just needed to catch. He couldn't catch it. He couldn't catch a beach ball last season. Let's be real. 14 likes, 23 watch. It's unfair. It is unfair, guys. Life's unfair, Maria. I know life's unfair, but we move on. We grow day by day. This is the way it works. You guys need to, if you can, kindly spread the word, spread the message. It is all about that. Arsenal finishing poor. No, you can't take that away from him, mate. Absolutely. You can say that every shot that is saved is straight at the goalkeeper. That was not. Do not underestimate that performance, mate. I've been a Man United fan 40 years plus, right? 40 years. It was one of the best. It was one of the best performances. I've watched it a number of times, Hayden. I was there, right? If you want a picture, it was one of the best performances I've seen as a Man United fan in 40 years as a goalkeeper. There's a few that point out in my mind. Newcastle 1996 was Peter Schmeichel. There, you can argue that all those shots were out against him, but he was heralded for that. You cannot say it. Arsenal fans were even praising David De Gea. Arsenal, our nemesis, they were praising us. Come on, guys, don't be a hater. Be real. Show praise where it's due. I show praise to Onana with his ball playing and stuff and his personality. Show praise, mate. He was a good goalkeeper. And at the end of the day, I think he's been the best goalkeeper for Man United post Peter Schmeichel. Onana's been there a year. David De Gea was there 10 years, guy. 10 years. You got to weigh it up a little bit. Be fair. No, you would not have, Hayden. No, you would not have. You would not have saved a shot 100 miles an hour from Alexis Sanchez right in front of you. You would not have done that. Come on, guys, be realistic. Guys, I could go all day. I could go round in circles on this, but you know what? I've seen a lot of football in my life. I've seen a lot of great goalkeepers. I've seen a lot, and I don't think he's up there. He's not even in the top 20 and in the last 10 years, right? So at the end of the day, De Gea, which is the reason he was wanted by Real Madrid, is the reason that he was the best goalkeeper in the world for a number of years. And Schmeichel was the best goalkeeper in the world. Edwin van der Sar was one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Peter Cech was one of the best goalkeepers in the world, of course. Overrated was David Seaman. Players like that were overrated, of course. Mate, I've seen it. I was there at the game. Hey, stop it. I know you don't like De Gea. De Gea was better than people enjoy the rest of the day going to watch the rugby now. Big up the rugby crew. South Africa playing? Yeah, I think, isn't it I'm not sure. I haven't kept up to date with the rugby recently, but yeah. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. Absolute legends. Hayden, much love. We'll carry on this conversation very soon. As time goes on, education time is an education time. You learn new things. And then again, you know, we got Brighton next, and that's the most important thing, and we have to win that game. There's nothing I want to see more than Onana lifting that Premier League title and Manchester United lifting that Premier League title. That's all I want at the end of the day. Manchester United to be successful, Manchester United to be successful. Guys, I'll be back later on for Chatterbox. If anything breaks, I will be here live for you guys, live and in the flesh, guys. Thank you so much for joining me, absolute legends. I shall see you later. Take it easy, guys. Peace. Peace. Take it easy.